But I also want to share with you who is on the court and who makes up this decision, because you can see here in this case, Trump battle versus the VOS selections tariffs case. You can see this is how the decision was, basically. Majority of the decision were blues. Okay, it was a 7-4 decision. And so the majority was 6 Democrats, 1 Republican for the 7. The dissent was 2-2. Okay, so the dissent is even more bipartisan than the majority. And I think this is the correct answer. And the judge who actually wrote this decision in the dissent is an Obama judge. And he did a great job explaining how the majority is just perverting the law. Like, the law says the president has the power to do this. And they say, well, but they didn't mean that. Well, the law says this, but they didn't mean that. And so we'll go through it. The other person who didn't vote is a very actual interesting case. Her name is Pauline Newman, and she's this elderly, allegedly woman who they've sidelined. She is suspended right now. She's a Republican. She's totally suspended. She's sued. She says, I'm competent. I can do my job. But the Chief Justice has sidelined her, and so she's in a suspended status. So she can't take part in these decisions right now. So that's also an interesting thing, too. And she sued and sued and sued, saying, I should be able to partake. But the chief judge just said, you're too old. Sorry, you can't participate. So the judges on the bench in this decision were appointed by Bush, Clinton, and you can see this big slot is Obama. Almost half the judges came from Obama. 18% of them came from Biden. George W. had 18%. H.W. had 9.1%. Clinton had 9.1%. Trump didn't appoint a single judge on this entire court. All other judges. Now, we've got the decision. We'll go through it and explain exactly what's going on. But here is what Trump said. All tariffs are still in effect. Today, a highly partisan appeals court incorrectly said that our tariffs should be removed. But they know the United States of America will win in the end. If these tariffs ever went away, it would be a total disaster for our country. It would make us financially weak, and we have to be strong. The USA will no longer tolerate enormous trade deficits and unfair tariffs and non-tariff trade barriers imposed by other countries, friend or foe, that undermine our manufacturers, our farmers, and everyone else. If allowed to stand, this decision would literally destroy the United States of America. At the start of this Labor Day weekend, we should all remember that tariffs are the best tool we have to help our workers and support companies that produce great made-in-America products. For many years, tariffs were allowed to be used against us by our uncaring and unwise politicians. And we had it in our budget for most of the history of the country until 1913 when we got the stupid income tax. Now, with the help of the United States Supreme Court, we will use them to the benefit of our nation and make America rich, strong, and powerful again.